Hi guys, today I'm going to be using one of the two new quints that have been released for the Dior Fall 2022 collection. The one that I'm going to use today has that beautiful olive green shade in it, and that is the quint Mirror Mirror. The other quint Reflection, I did pick that one up as well, and I will do a video on that within the next few days. Now in this collection there's also 3 lipsticks, there's 2 nail polishes, there's also a mascara, and there's also a cuticle care product, which isn't new to Dior, but it is in limited edition packaging. And on some of the pictures in Instagram, it also shows a blush, but that isn't a new blush. It looks more like a re-promotion of the shade Charnelle. And I have that blush. It is a beautiful color, so I will be using that today. So the box that these quints come in is more of a matte finish, but the quint inside has that glossy finish. So they're not a matte finish like those velvet eyeshadows that were put out just a while ago. Those beautiful velvets, just absolutely gorgeous formula. So this is gone back to the original with the glossy finish that does tend to show fingerprints. These have 7 grams of product. They are made in France. And like the other Dior quints, they have a shelf life of 6 months from date of opening. I'm just going to take the 2 applicators out so I can show you the colour story of Mirror Mirror. So this is number 659 Mirror Mirror. And in this quint you've got brown, you've got that gorgeous olive green, you've got an orange, you've got a bronze copper and a champagne type colour. So I've already put pictures of this quint up on Instagram, and I took photos of the quint just by itself in natural light. So I'll put that photo up here to the left of me so you can take a look at it. It looks probably a little bit different than it does on camera. And I also took swatches of this in natural light as well, and also under the lights here in my room. But I will swatch them again now so you can take another look at them. So I'm going to swatch from top to bottom and left to right, and I'll do the middle shade last. So first we have a satin shade, and this is like a pumpkin type of colour. And next is a champagne colour. It has just a tiny bit of gold in it as well. Now this one is more like a topper shade. It doesn't have as much opacity, so this is more like a shimmer. There is sparkle in it, but it's not chunky or doesn't have any flakes in it. And next is the olive green shade, and when I was looking at it yesterday when I did swatches, it's almost like it has, there's a little bit of gold in there as well, just a small amount. So the olive green is a satin, and then we have a matte, and this one is brown. And then finally we have the middle shade, and this is a really beautiful bronze, and this one feels like a satin. The other thing with this palette, I'll just hold it up again for a minute, is the beautiful embossing in it, and with the Dior logo embossed, and then it is mirrored underneath or reflected underneath, as both of the name palettes suggest. So I've already got foundation on, and I've got the Dior, it's the Forever Natural Nude one. And those of you that haven't watched my other videos, I have really oily skin. But even though this foundation is quite glowy, it is perfect for when you get into the cooler months when there's less humidity, autumn, winter, and early spring. And I've been wearing that one quite a bit. It is really, really beautiful. And for primer, I use the Tom Ford. This is the Traceless Soft Matte Primer. I've actually nearly finished this, and I'm going to have to get a backup. I've got powder under my eyes, powder on the rest of my face. I've also got eyeshadow primer on because I have oily skin. I also have oily eyelids, and I have to have a primer on when I do eyeshadow, otherwise it'll just wear off too quickly with my oils. And I've also done my eyebrows. The bronzer that I've got on is the Dior Forever. It's the natural bronze, and this is in 05 warm bronze. So let's get started with this beautiful palette. I've decided that I'm going to do 3 eye looks today. The first 2 eye looks I'm going to do are very easy, quick makeup looks. These are the type of eyeshadow looks that I do when I'm not doing videos or anything for Instagram. If I'm just putting on some makeup for the day, or I'm just popping out down to the local shops, I just want things to be fairly quick and easy. So I've decided to do 2 looks just with that everyday type of easy makeup. And then for the third one, I will use all the shades in the Quint. But for the first 2 looks, I'll probably just use 2 or 3 of the shades and just keep it fairly simple. So for the first eye look, I'm going to use this shade up here and also this shade in here. And I'll probably use this will be for all my eye looks. I'll use this to give some definition, maybe a little bit more on my lower lash line and also my upper lash line as well, because I don't plan to use on any eyeliner today. This shade here is really deep enough. And then probably for every look I will be using this topper shade as well, because the topper shades tend to just lift the colour and just give a really beautiful look. So I've got the Sonia G Blender Pro, and we'll start off with this beautiful pumpkin shade. And I'm just going to take that through the crease and just slightly above. Now normally I start off with a brush that's a bit sort of less fluffy than this one, but because this is more of an everyday look, I just want to keep everything fairly soft. And this is quite a bold colour, but with this Blender Pro I can just sort of blow the colour out and keep it more soft.
Stay another minute, let me hold you. You might be late for work, that's okay.
I'm going to take the Refer number 3 and I'm going to go into the middle shade, and I'm going to put some of this on my lower lash line. Then I'm going to take the Refer 14 and I'm going to stay with this middle shade. I'm just going to put a little bit of this on the outside corner, not a lot. It's just to give a little bit of extra depth.
Every day I get to know you, and all your flaws are nothing to change. I love it when you wake up, freckles with no makeup. I just wanna take up all your time and stay put. Humor mixed with perfume takes over.
I'm going to take the Sonia G, this is the Builder Pro, and I'm going to go into this shade here. This is more like a topper, and I'm just going to place that over here. It just lifts the colour a bit, and just with those 3 shades, it's a really pretty look. And instead of eyeliner, I'm not going to use eyeliner today, as I was saying, for any of the 3 looks. I'm going to go into the deepest shade down here. This is the matte one. And I'm going to use this to give some definition to the upper lash line. Then I'm going to go back to the Refer 3, just staying with that brown shade. And I'm just going to put a little bit just on the outer corner here. It just gives a little bit more definition. And that's all I'm doing for this eye look. So now I'm just going to put on a bit of mascara. I'm not going to curl my eyelashes. I'll do that when I've done my 3rd and final eyeshadow look. So here is eye look number 1. And just by using 3 of those shades and the darkest one to give definition, it's just a really beautiful look and doesn't take very long at all. These also blend really easily too. I think this is really pretty, and I love the topper shades in these Quints, because just with a little bit over the top of a shadow, it can make the eye look completely different and just give that light and just a little bit of sparkle. It's really pretty. So now I'm going to wash this off and then we'll do look number 2. So for look number 2, this is going to be another very easy, just everyday type of makeup look. So I'm going to take the Sonia G, the Blender Pro, and I'm going to go into this beautiful olive green shade here. And I'm going to put that all over my lid, just like I did with the other look. And I'm going to just blend it up.
I was built to love you, you know. Is there anybody out there? Is there anybody else like you? Anybody else like you? I think I found a name.
I'm going to use that same shade. This is the Sonia G. This is the pencil one. So just into the same shade. And I'm going to put this on my lower lash line as well. Then I'm going to use a slightly denser brush. This is the Sonia G. This is the Crease Pro. And I'm going to still stay with the same shade. And I'm just going to add a little bit more depth through the crease.
Is there anybody else like you? Anybody else like you? I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
And then I'm going to go into this topper shade again. And I'm going to put that all over my lid. I actually wore this eyeshadow look yesterday because I wanted to play around with the Quint. And this is the one that I wore all day yesterday. And I thought this looked really lovely. I'm going to take the BK Beauty. This is the 204. I'm still going to stay with this topper shade. And I'm going to put this in the inner corner and also just under here a little bit. It doesn't really show up like a highlight that has quite a lot of pigment, but there is a lightness there and it's very subtle, but I think it looks really pretty. Then I'm going to take the Refer number 3 and go into this deeper shade, and again just give a little bit more definition to the lower lash line, just on the outer third. And again, no eyeliner, so the same dark shade, and put some on my upper lash line. And then finally some mascara. Again, I'm not going to curl my eyelashes. I'll do that for the final eyeshadow look. This mascara is the Charnelle Le Volume, one of my favorites. But everything that I've put on today, I will have linked in the description box below. And that is the finished look for eyeshadow look number 2. As I said, this is the one that I wore yesterday, and I think this is really beautiful. The first one that I did is really lovely too, but this green it's a beautiful olive earthy colour, and it's very soft, and I think it's really flattering, especially with my mature eyelids. I think it's really beautiful. And this lasted really well yesterday too. It's just beautiful. So I love this look. And again, as I was saying earlier, I do get a lot of use out of the topper shades. I just tend to use them quite a lot. When you just pop a little bit over on your lid, it just lifts that colour and it just looks really, really pretty. So now I'm going to wash this one off and we'll do the final and third look. I'm going to take my Refer number 14. And I'm going to start off with the olive green shade, and I'm going to put that through the crease, and I'm going to take this just slightly above as well. This is such a beautiful shade. This is definitely the standout shade in this Quint. It's really beautiful. And then I'm going to do what I did in my last eye look. I'm going to take this all over the lid as well. And I am going to use all the colours this time. but I just want to start off with this shade. Then I'm going to take the Sonia G, this is the crease one, and go into this shade here, and I'm going to put that up through here and take it round to the center. Then we'll take the Sonia G, this is the pencil one, go into this middle shade here, and I'm going to put that on my lower lash line. I will add the deeper colour along here as well. Then we'll take the Sonia G, this is the mini booster, and now I'm going to go into this brown matte shade, and this is where I'm going to deepen this look. I'm going to put it in the outer corner and take it just slightly above as well. I'll take the reference number 3 and stay with this shade and run that under my lower lash line as well. Probably just keep it to the outer third. Then I'm going to take the Sonia G, this is the Builder Pro, and go into this shade here and just take it over through here. And then I'm also going to put some of this shade just under here and in the inner corner as well. And then finally I'm going to line my upper lash line using this matte shade here, just like I did with the other 2 eye looks. And because this is the final eye look, this time I will curl my lashes before I put my mascara on. So here is finished eye look number 3, and this is really beautiful too. I love the other 2 eye looks. They're a lot quicker to do as well. This one is really beautiful. When you start adding depth on the outer corner, it does look really lovely, but the others are just as beautiful too. They just give a soft, everyday type of look. And this one definitely takes a bit longer to do, but worth it. I think altogether it looks really beautiful. The green is just gorgeous. And I know that I put the top shade over most of it, but together I think they look really, really lovely. Just a really beautiful quint. So now I'm going to put on some blush. As I was saying at the beginning of the video, in the promotion photos for this collection by Dior, there is a blush in it, and really it's a re-promote of this one, and this is the shade Charnelle. So I'll just take out the brush so you can take a look at it. So I'm going to take my Chukahodo, this is the F03, and just apply this fairly lightly to begin with. I might add some more, but I can see why it's a re-promotion, because it goes beautifully with the eyeshadow.
I know that every second you're gone, it's like heaven slipped away. You're the reason that I'm chasing. A smile like that can make no mistakes. I love it when you.
And then for highlight, I'm going to use the Dior Luminizer. These are the ones that came out last year. And this is Nude Glow. It's number 01, Nude Glow. And I'm just going to pop a little bit of this on. These luminizers are really beautiful. They're quite a subtle highlight. They give quite a bit of impact, but I find that they don't tend to emphasize the texture that I have. And then finally for lipstick, I'm going to use Dior number 100. This is New Look, and this is in the metallic formula, and I love this lipstick. And then I'm going to top it with one of the Dior, this is the Lip Glow Oils. Really beautiful formula.
I just wanna take can't stay put. Humor mixed with perfume takes over the bedroom. I was built to love you, you know. Is there anybody out there? Is there anybody else?
So here is the final look, and altogether I think this is really beautiful. I haven't tried out the other Dior Quint yet, and I think that looks really lovely too, but I was really drawn to this palette because of that beautiful olive green. I really like the more simple eye looks with this Quint, and I love this one too because the dark on the outer corner, it's my favorite way of doing eyeshadow, and I think it just makes my eyes stand out just that little bit more. But as I was saying, these type of eye looks, they take a little bit longer, and when I'm in a rush, I really don't want to spend that time in the mornings, or not every morning, and it is great to be able to just do 1 or 2 shadows. And I love it when there's a shadow in an eyeshadow palette or these Quints that I can use instead of an eyeliner. It just makes the process just that little bit more quicker as well. What a beautiful Quint. The green and the orange. I love the topper shade in this, and I love the brown. I love the fact that you can use it for your upper lash line and give definition, and it also gives extra depth to the eyeshadow look as well. And the blush Charnelle goes beautifully with this eyeshadow. And this Dior lipstick is actually one of my favorites, and I need to get a backup of it because I do wear this one quite a lot. I don't wear normally the more browner lipsticks, but this one, because of that metallic formula, it's not too flat looking, and it just sort of lifts the look, and I quite like that in a lipstick. And of course the lip oil is just really, really beautiful. So I'm thrilled with this Quint, and I'm looking forward to trying the next one out, and hopefully I'll get that video up in the next 2 or 3 days. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Bye.